Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be cleaning a gaming PC. So let's get started. Alright, so I thought this would be a good time since I'm stuck at home and I noticed that my gaming PC is filthy. So I thought I just did this not even 3 months ago. So this shows you how dusty my house is. But regardless, I have to sit it on the ground, so that's probably an issue too. But I thought I'd do a quick video and show you guys how to clean a gaming PC. And the reason I designate it as a gaming PC is because it's not like your old school 1990s, early 2000s PCs. These modern day PCs have these vents for airflow and side panels that you can see, and a lot more fans. So cleaning these gaming PCs or modern PCs are a little bit different from the old school way. So let's get started. The things you're gonna need, if your computer requires it, is a screwdriver, but these are thumb screws, so I don't need any of that. You can also add compressed air, which I don't have right now, but I recommend putting it on floor, not carpet, and on a table. And if you want, you can get one of those anti-static pads that you can put it on, but just make sure it's on a hard surface that you're not collecting any static electricity. So let's get started. I'm going to start with taking the thumb screws out of the back. Now these side panels are, most of the time they are tempered glass. So I'll show you how to clean those too. It's just window cleaner, but set it in a safe spot because these will shatter. Okay, so now we've got the side panel off. We can kind of see how much dust is in the actual computer itself. And there's quite a bit. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is. So that means the intake is really, really dusty. So first off, before we start diving into that, we're going to take these vent covers off, and we are going to take off this front panel and the bottom. Now, not all computers have this bottom panel, but mine has an intake on the ground, and look at that. Woo! Holy cow. There's a lot of dust. And there's also dust on here too, so just because you have a dust like trap doesn't mean it's not going to get past it, because it does. Man, you can see all that flying around. Now this bottom panel, now this is an iBuyPower case, and so it took me a while to figure out this one, but you gotta just apply some pressure, and you can put it upside down carefully. And see this little, I don't know if y'all can see that, this little handle, that's what you're gonna use to apply pressure. Now you just pull, and you're gonna have to put some pressure onto it, because last time I was like, it's not pulling, it doesn't come out. You just gotta pull. And that reveals the more tempered glass. And that's the front panel. But look at that. Oh my gosh, you can't even see the middle ring of the dust. That's terrible. Now, like I said, this sits on a piece of wood on the ground, which is not ideal. You want to have your PC up on a table for less dust. So that's why you can tell this is actually the bottom fan. This is the top fan, and the bottom one is so much more dirty. But if you can see that. Alright, so we're going to take that trapper onto it. That is terrible. I'll lay that there for now. Alright, so now we have everything, and if you can see that, in there, in between the fan blades, there's a lot of dust. So we want to clean that off too. That's where compressed air would come in easiest more, so I'm just going to use a towel. All right, so I grabbed me a little towel and I'm going to just wipe off. Hey look, this power case is made in China. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to take my finger and see if you can see how the fan blows. You want to like move it the same way, but don't let it free spin a lot because then it'll wear out the bearings. But you kind of just run your finger with the towel around the edge. And you can go with your fan blades here on the edge, that collects dust as well. Alright, so I got that and I got the bottom done. So now, actually I'm going to switch this back upright. And since we're in this area, I'm going to continue going on the inside of these fans. Okay, so I just wanted to mention too that you also want to make sure you look at the fan on the CPU and the GPU down here as well, because that also sucks in a lot of dirt and dust. Now you want to be very careful on the CPU part. Now we're going to move to the back fan, which oddly enough doesn't have an intake like a grill, which I guess because it's flowing out, but it still has a lot of dust on this back panel, like that's built into the case. So make sure you give that a good wipe as well. And now we're going to move on to this back fan. Now I also run my computer almost constantly because I have a Plex server that's built in on here, and you know, I always want to have access whenever I need it, and sometimes I got in the habit of keeping it on all day and then turning it off just when I go to bed. Then sometimes I have to get up early and go straight to work or whatever, and then I forget to turn it on. Well, then I can't access anything on my Plex server, so I've just been leaving it on. So these fans are constantly sucking in air, and so that's probably why it builds up dust a whole lot more. Now you can always go on this other panel too, open it, and this, if your case opens up on both sides, just to make sure. I mean, since you're here, you might as well check on things in here in the back. And in mine, this is where like the SSD is and the controller for my RGB. Just slide that one off, that over here. To have the SSD in the back, of course, of the there's not much dust ever gets back here. There's the hard drive, power supply. Power supply, I don't know if that's just lighting. Not too much dust. Everything looks good back there, so I'm just going to pop this panel back on. That back on. So in preparation for this, I know some of the power supplies can hold charges for a long time after, but to prepare my computer, obviously I shut it down. I unplugged it from the wall. unplugged any hardware that was still plugged in the wall, like external hard drives and stuff that's still connected. Unplugged everything from the wall, and then I came to the back of the case, and before I just unplugged the power, I turned off the power supply with the turn off switch in the back. Then I let it sit there for a little while, and then unplugged everything else, the display, the HDMI, internet, and all the connections that I've had and accessories, and plugged them all, and then moved the computer into where I'm going to work on it. So we got the back panel back on there. Switch this back around, and I guess I'm going to clean these guys off. Usually I use a vacuum cleaner. I'm going to see if I can just get rid of it mostly with this. Look at that. That is terrible. Terrible. So you still kind of see some dust on there. Now I'm going to go and grab the vacuum cleaner just to make sure I get this all fully cleaned, and I'll be back. Alright, so I grabbed the vacuum cleaner. Sometimes you can use the brush attachment too, but I think I'm just going to use the section up against it to get the rest of this fine dust that is in here. Alright, so now you're done. You just toss that to the side. For now, it's pretty much good. For now, I'm going to have to probably clean it again here in the next 3 months anyway. This is the way I have it. So, the next thing you have to do is I just do last minute checks of where these grids go in, and let's put the bottom one in first. Now you just got to pop these back in where they belong. Some of them are more difficult than others. Put the top back on. And a lot of these, they only go in one way, they're magnetized. You want to make sure that you do get it right in the slot so there's no air. See, that one has a little lip. You want to push it down like that. And then, oh, one more thing that I forgot to clean was in here. These side panels. Alright, so it looks, and I haven't done this since I've owned this thing, but it looks like you just have to pop these screws out and you can actually take this grid out and I guess fully clean it. But I found that if you just get a nice suction and vacuum and you run it up and down, it pretty much gets everything that you need out of it. And then the next thing you can do, which I'm not going to show here, is you can spray, which I recommend. If you have it off anyway, might as well do it. Spray some Windex or window cleaner inside and out. Make sure there's no smudges or anything, and then pop that back on, and then just pop in your side panel, and you're good to go. Rehook up everything, and you're ready to get back into gaming. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I make videos ever so often. I make a plethora of videos, whether it's from my professional side with weddings and client videos, behind the scenes of those client videos, or just for my personal where I do some gaming, how-to videos, unboxings and reviews, and much more. So make sure you hit subscribe and become part of the Flossomer family. We are growing, and I love every single one of you guys. So just remember, spread love, not hate, and when life gets blurry, adjust your focus. Until next time, peace. And they're different, and so it takes a little bit, how do I want to say that?